And with that being said, I will say hello, everyone. While you're taking a drink.
Classic.
Welcome to the Stream Void Podcast, episode 157.
And I say, wow.
Yes, that is what you say. I am Mikey D, and of course, across from me is Curb Stomped.
Mm-hmm.
You can find us everywhere under our selected monikers. And you are listening to the Stream Void Podcast. This is a show about life and video games and everything in between.
Yep.
It's one of those things that we do everything in between life and video games, which is essentially life.
Yep. I guess so.
Yeah, it just sounds better like that, I suppose.
Sure.
It's life and then video games. That's how it is.
Sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
And Frank's
It's
just
fulfilling.
It's very fulfilling. Frank's just moving the microphone all over the place.
Oh, what a guy.
I know. So how was your week?
Week time.
Week time.
Week time was fine. I on Monday. No, wait, Monday? Monday. Yeah, Monday.
Monday.
Yep, Monday.
Monday.
I knew we were getting a load in at the warehouse of frozen something. They didn't specify what it was.
What a load.
What a load.
What a load.
There was a load of strawberries. Frozen strawberries on skids. And they smell, first of all, they smell like shit. So I think it's because they, like, I don't know, came from the farm or whatever.
Yeah.
And they put the skids outside and they got like, I don't know.
A little bit of
in
sunshine?
the barnyard. No. Like, I think it was like there was like cow shit or something.
Oh, residual barn smell?
Because they were in the snow. Or else it was a truck crash. I don't know. But the skids had like snow and ice all over the bottom of them.
Yeah.
So they were frozen to the deck of the truck, first of all. So what we had to do was take them off, obviously. So put the pallet jack in it, jack it up, break it off of the bottom of the truck, and then move them. But of course, because they're frozen, you jack it up and there would be like ice remnants.
Yeah.
So moving them on the pallet jack was nearly impossible because a pallet jack, if there's like even a fucking little pebble, the wheels won't turn, right? So we're trying to push these around and it's a pain in the ass. And eventually I figured out, like, if I jack it up, put it back down, and then just like push the fucking pallet jack in and out a bunch of times, it'll like shatter most of the ice up and make it easier.
Yep.
But even still then, you know, you have like a dusting of ice particles on the deck of this metal truck bed. So you're just sliding around like a fool. Anyways, while we were doing that, there was one that like we got it up, we got it moving, but we have to turn it so we can take the pallet jack out at the end of the truck so the forklift can take it off, right?
Yep.
So I'm like, this one will not fucking budge. It will not fucking budge. So both of us were like, we'll push it from behind. So we'll aim the pallet jack and push, right? So we go back and I'm just like shouldering it, like fucking pushing as hard as I can, like, and like I got my leg up against the wall so I'm not sliding around and it just won't go. And I'm fucking pushing and pushing so fucking hard. And then all of a sudden, pop, all the way down my side, all my ribs popped. And I was like, oh my God. I'm like, I broke my ribs. And then like, wait, it doesn't hurt that bad. I didn't break my ribs.
Jesus.
So I was like, oh, that was fucked up. So whatever, continue working for the day. So basically my ribs are currently like when I crash my bike.
Yeah.
Like they've healed almost already. But it was like when I crashed my bike when I was like, oh, I can't sleep now because every time I move, I wake up. And as soon as I fall asleep, I move and then I wake up. So getting no sleep. And then it's like, oh, I can't breathe deeply. It hurts. Oh, I can't cough. It hurts. Oh, God, I'm going to sneeze. I'm going to die when I sneeze. Or like I can't laugh because it hurts so much. So thankfully, it's more or less done now. The only thing that really hurts now is like when I sneeze, when it's just, that'll be like, oh God, I'm going to die here.
Yeah.
But man, it was brutal. And of course it's the same side that I've injured every time now.
Yeah.
It's this right side because when I fell, this is the side I fell on, hurt my ribs.
Mm-hmm.
When I crashed my bike, this is the side I fell on, hurt my ribs. And now they must just be weak. Wow.
Probably.
I was pushing pretty fucking hard.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it would have done it the same thing on the left side, but man, it felt weird when all of a sudden you're just pushing and then all of a sudden you just feel like a machine gunning of popping down your side. Like,
yeah, it doesn't sound good at all.
Yeah, it was pretty
Doesn't
bad.
sound comfortable.
So I continued to work, but it was working very slow and, I couldn't do anything like I'd be going to pick up a box, but I'd have to like literally crouch down on the ground and pick it up. Like usually I could bend over and just a little box that doesn't weigh anything, bend over, pick it up.
Yep.
But I'd be like reaching, be like, no, I can't do it. I can't pick up this 1 pound box. So I'd have to like crouch down, like hold it to myself and pick it up or whatever.
Do you
Uh-huh.
need to go back to a desk job?
No. It's pretty fine now. No, like the only time anything happens is when it's like an injury. Like it's not from
You're re-aggravating an old sports industry.
And this was
injury.
also a stupid thing to be doing too, like pushing on this with all my force for like, it wasn't like I was pushing for like a second.
Yeah.
It was like I was going at it for like as hard as I could for like 10 seconds and then all of a sudden it happened, right? But like, you know, any other thing has been like, oh, I twisted my ankle or I fell. But it's not like I fell because, oh, I was just walking normally and like,
Yeah.
oh, I fell. It's like, oh, it's slippery as hell and I'm wearing inappropriate footwear. So, but yes, I will be going back to the desk shortly, but I'll still be working in the warehouse.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that I was in like, I couldn't sit at my computer desk or anything. I just end up laying in I get home from work, eat dinner, and just go and lay in my bed. Have a nice hot shower, see if that would like do anything. It didn't. And then I just get in my bed and lay there leaning back in my pillow. Like I had to sleep elevated again, like I did the other time.
Yep.
And I just sit there and watch American Dad.
Oh, man.
And then get up the next day and go to work and whatever. So, and I was trying to think like, how did I work before when I did it like last time?
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, oh, the first time when I crashed my bike, I was only working in the office. So
Yes.
no big deal. And then the second time I did it was like the year where there was not anything to do with the warehouse and there was not any ordering to do. So I didn't work for a month. Or I worked like one day a month in the office. So I just sort of didn't have to do work basically. So, because I was like, how did I do any lifting last time? Like, holy crap. So it's much better now. But yeah, anyways. Other than that, that was my week basically. It was just another week of like, you know, oh, we're going to do this. And that was the other thing too, is like, I wasn't supposed to be doing that stuff.
Yeah.
The original idea was like, okay, you're going to do all the picks and we're going to take care of this frozen shit outside. But then when it actually came, they're like, hey, do you want to come help do it? And I'm like, whatever, I don't care. I'll do it.
That's a classic your work thing to do.
Yeah. So then I went out and did it. And then it was like, oh, I fucked my ribs up. So.
Oh, man, that is unfortunate. That's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
It sucked. But
Yes.
yeah. So it was just a lot of laying around in bed, going to bed falling asleep at like 8 o'clock, but then still sleeping or like not waking up until the alarm because I actually didn't really sleep.
Yeah.
So I use this Pokemon Sleep app and it tracks your movement.
Yep.
And normally it has 3 different sleep levels where it's like snoozing, dozing, and whatever. So it can tell you like how quickly you fall asleep or how deeply you sleep by how much you move, basically. And normally mine will be like, you know, it'll have like like 4 or 5 long lines in the different zones, you know?
Yeah.
But when I was injured, it was like literally like 20 different short lines of very,
like, whoop, whoop,
well, it was
whoop,
like,
whoop.
the further down it goes is the deeper your sleep.
Yeah.
So normally mine's like medium and then down at the bottom for a little bit, then medium and then whatever. This was all the way down to the deepest sleep for like 5 minutes and then all the way up to the top of waking up and moving around because I would lay there not moving because it hurt, fall asleep and then immediately move, wake up because it hurts and then reset it and do it again.
Yep.
So it sucked.
That's kind of like what my sleep charts would look like. And I'm like, well, yeah, I know I had a terrible sleep because I'm waking up just absolutely wrecked. And I look at the sleep chart like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes total sense.
Yeah, so it kind of sucked that way, but
Yeah.
whatever. Now I'm okay. I also took like pain, whatever, Advil or whatever, but that still doesn't really
Doesn't
help
touch it.
that much. Well, it does because I'll be like, oh, I could roll over this time and it didn't hurt that much. But it's still like
dull ache.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was pretty much my week, anyways.
That sounds awful.
Yeah. And you know, whatever, it's fine. Oh, that was the other thing. So I'm at work and I'm like, you know, it sucks. It doesn't hurt the whole time, but I'll forget and I'll be like, oh, let me reach and grab this. Oh yeah, right. Or I'll be like, oh, this thing's slightly heavy, and normally I'm right-handed, so I'll be like, oh, I'll swing it down in my right hand, and I'll be like, oh, and then I'll just drop it on the ground, you know, because you forget.
Yeah.
But the other thing was like, I usually listen to something at work, podcast or whatever. So I was listening to like, you know, Bad Friends or Tiger Belly, and I'd be like, I can't listen to these because when I laugh, it hurts.
Yeah.
But I would still be I'd be like, fuck it, I gotta listen to this anyways. And then I'd be like, oh, that was funny. I'd laugh, and then I'd think about it again, and I'd be like, oh, it hurt, but it was so funny. I'd laugh again. So stupid. Anyways,
You need to listen to some kind of podcast on Excel sheets or
Yeah.
some shit. to
well, I
not
was
laugh
trying
at.
to find an audiobook that I wanted to get to listen to, but nothing was jumping out to me. So I was like, fucking, I'll listen to these podcasts, whatever. They were just so funny this week for some reason. Usually I don't have a laugh out loud moment. You know, I'll be like, oh, that was funny or whatever. But this time I was like literally laughing out loud. It was like, oh my God, my ribs. So
I mean, the Bad Friends podcast is pretty funny. From the amount of clips that I've seen of them, like,
Oh, yeah.
man, you guys are, that's off the wall.
well, and it was like an episode. So, anyways, they have it's Andrew and Bobby Lee, but they have like the sort of like the girl that is let's call her like Bobby's niece.
Yeah.
She's there, but they also have her other sister came from the Philippines.
Yeah.
And just them with their like, they speak English well and everything like that, but they're like from the Philippines. So the things sometimes they say is just so like they don't really, they have it through their Filipino, like, you know, viewpoint. So they'll say something and it's just so funny. And the way they, you know, like Bobby and Andrew talk to them, and it was so funny. I was dying laughing. So anyways,
Nice.
that was my week.
Nice.
What about you?
It was pretty standard in the work week variety.
Bog standard?
Bog standards. It's still a little bit slow at work, but it's gonna ramp up real quick.
Yeah, no kidding.
Real quick. It's gonna get kind of crazy actually.
Oh yeah.
Other
Preparing
than
for
that,
the Lytton to burn down shortly.
yeah, maybe. Yeah. Who knows? With the snowpack that's out there right now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Whole
I mean, I
province
haven't.
is going to be on fire.
I know it's gonna suck. I haven't really looked at what the snowpacks are like
Mhm.
in what they should be
Well,
at
they
right
can't be
now.
that high.
No, they definitely can't be. Especially, you know, around us. I don't know about anywhere else, but
Yeah.
around us it's gonna be bad.
Mhm.
I'm not looking forward to it. Especially if everything just lights on fire again.
Yep.
It's like,
We had 1 year off of the smoke.
yes.
That's all we need.
And then the last year wasn't that bad.
No, that's the year off. I mean,
No, we had like a full year off where it didn't come at all.
yeah, but even
Not even a slight
Oh.
haze in the sky. And like
Hmm.
the year before that, it was just
Yeah.
disaster.
yeah,
Disaster level 1,000.
yeah, true.
Yeah, nothing too exciting to report at work yet.
hmm
But you know, the time will come soon enough.
Yep.
Did I talk on the podcast last week about how a friend was like, "Hey, you should play Power World with us today"?
Yeah, you said you were going to play it after the podcast.
Yeah.
Because they were like, let's play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I played it.
Oh.
I installed it on Game Pass.
Did you?
Gave it a go,
Okay.
and then that was on Sunday night after I edited the podcast.
I know I got a message from you and you were like, this game is amazing.
Yep, and it was like midnight, and I was like, "Oh, I should go to bed."
Yeah. Yep.
And yeah, it's really good.
hmm
There's a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah.
The upgrades and leveling up of your character and the upgrades of your base come fast enough, and there's
Mhm.
enough of them where you're like, oh, you just keep building, you just keep unlocking. And you're like,
Oh,
oh
yeah.
yeah, it gives you that little dopamine hit whenever
Mhm.
you unlock something, whenever you level up,
Yep.
whenever you catch a new pal. And then it's like, oh, well, this pal is good at this, this, and this. Because essentially your pals are your workers,
Yeah.
as well as your fighters, defenders,
Mhm.
and comrades in arms, mounts, whatever they are.
Mhm.
But they all have different skills and what they're good at for doing in your base. So some pals are better at mining than other pals. Some pals they do transporting of items. Some pals build. Some pals manufacture. And you have to get a good balance of pals in your base to get your base operational so it's automated. So you don't have
Yes.
to do anything.
Mhm.
'Cause some of the stuff takes a lot of resources to make. And yeah.
It's like an auto clicker.
Kind of like an auto clicker.
Uh-huh.
I was just talking about Power World, I believe,
Uh-huh.
and staying up until midnight on Monday playing
Mhm.
Power World,
Mhm.
and then yeah, it's
Sunday, you mean?
Sunday, yes,
Yeah.
Sunday. It was it's a good game. I have been enjoying it wholeheartedly. There's
Mhm.
enough progression. Just slammed at you. You're always looking for the next upgrade, looking to upgrade your base, looking for upgrade your next base because you can have multiple bases.
Mhm.
Teleporting around the map, exploring around, seeing what you can find, trying to get all the pals, palling around.
So Craftopia is done for now.
I don't know.
They're
Did
not
anybody ever really play Craftopia?
But I mean, they're not going to update that anymore.
Probably not. I mean, Craftopia was super good.
Was it?
It.
I don't think it was.
Let me rephrase that. Craftopia had super good ideas that were implemented extremely
Very poorly
at the time that we played it.
Yeah.
'Cause I think it was still in beta when we played it as well. And yeah, it was just a mess, just a hot mess.
I
But
did
was
like putting balloons onto things and floating it away though. That was fun.
They tried to add so much stuff into Craftopia that it just had like this big identity crisis. Like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
What is
Yeah,
this?
it was obviously they were like, oh, let's put in things you can catch to fight.
Yeah.
Like they were just like anything. Like, oh yeah, I like Pokemon. Put them in there.
Yeah. And now with Power World, it's like it's kind of the same thing, but refined extremely well.
They should have just fixed Craftopia
and made it Power World.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, actually, Craftopia was weird because you'd have to evolve the world to go to different time zones.
Yeah.
Or like something. Yeah. It was like, I'm in the Stone Age now.
Yeah, you would like go through time. It was it was extremely weird. With Power World, it's actually it's a lot of fun.
Smaller scope,
but still very large in the scope of things that you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you once you unlock Tansy, once you get a Tansy and you get your level high enough, you unlock the Tansy machine gun. And then Tansy just rides around with you with a machine gun.
Nice.
He can't hit anything. He's garbage pal with garbage aim.
What a garbage
pal. But he's got an assault rifle. He's roaming around.
I haven't played it yet, but I want to. But my thing is like, I don't want it to be when I'm streaming it to be like when I played Terraria.
When everyone comes in and be like, "Oh, do this now.
Do this.
Do this.
You can do this. Build this there. Do this there. If you do this, if you use this pal, do this and that and the other thing." It's like, no, shut the fuck up. I want to discover it on my own.
Yeah.
People just can't seem to resist.
No, even if you have no backseat gaming allowed. So, and
I don't know. I guess I have to be more like, hey, don't say shit like that. But I don't want to be rude about it. You know? Because
just like
what someone thinks is a spoiler to them is, or what I think is a spoiler to them. Sorry, what I think is a spoiler, maybe someone else doesn't think is a spoiler.
Yeah. It's like, it's not a big deal. It's just a thing. It's just a little thing. It's like, no.
Exactly. It happened to me with Yakuza Like a Dragon, where I'm playing it, and someone was like, "Oh, this character, I really like them as a like this role," and I'm like, I didn't know that guy could be on my fucking team. Like, why? I haven't even recruited him. Like, I didn't know that. Like, thanks a lot.
Yeah.
So,
I had a little bit of that when I was playing, but I didn't mind it that much. I didn't mind it a whole hell of a lot.
Yeah.
But if when I play a game like that with somebody, I love to let them experience things for the first time. I don't like to tell them too much, especially if I'm taking someone through Terraria. I'm like, no, you need to experience it. You don't need to have me third hand experience it for you.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Yeah. And there's other things too where it'll be like, oh, you should go to this place. Like, don't tell me to fucking go there. Just let me go there naturally. Yeah. It'll happen on its own.
Just let me discover it.
So it is what it is.
Whatever. Yeah.
I'll be trying it out. I was supposed to play it last week, but with my ribs, I didn't want to sit in my well, that's the thing too, is like the ribs in the DX racing chairs, like side
where
rib
it's got
rig.
like it because it's a racing seat, so it's got like the
pushing
sides
on my ribs anyways. I was just like, I'm gonna lay down when instead.
You're gaming. Yeah. No, I think you'll really like Power World. I think the construction is garbage because it's garbage construction.
But it's the style you like though.
It snaps in. You don't have to throw resources at it. It's just like snap. But it still has its issues. Yeah, where I'm trying to snap stuff. It's like my base right now. Our base, the base that Peace Cat and Tank was playing with us yesterday as well. It has a hole in the middle of it that you cannot put a platform there.
Oh yeah.
Just no reason. It's just like it's too close to something.
There's an errant blade of grass there.
Yeah. You can't it's got platforms all around it, but there's this one hole right in the middle. It's like you can't place anything there.
Oh, nice.
It's like why?
Yeah.
There's literally nothing different here.
Yeah.
Literally nothing different. And then yeah, that's I played that until 3 a.m. last night.
Oh my
2
god.
a.m. last night.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's been good. And then other than Pal World, of course, been playing the finals.
Uh-huh.
I'm almost at the end of the battle pass.
Wow.
But holy man, playing it, doing my dailies every day,
Mm-hmm.
and just the time you play, like if I get home and I do my dailies right after work, just lobbies full of bots.
Oh really?
It's like elementary kid home from school. Dad's like, here, play a game of the finals.
Oh yeah.
The kid, whoever this was just like would spawn in. I'd be like, I'd start running. I'd look back like, what are you guys doing? He's just like looking around, shoots the ground,
Mm-hmm.
and then runs off some completely different way. I'm like, what are you doing?
Oh yeah.
What is happening?
Not everyone's a professional finals player like you.
I guess not. Yeah, just absolute bots. Just playing with absolute bots sometimes. It's
Okay.
been kind of frustrating.
When you first said bots, I thought you meant like actual bots, not just bad
no,
players.
just bad players
Okay.
that seem like bots.
Yeah, yeah. Finals has a worse art style.
You think so?
Yeah, just the characters look terrible.
I don't mind. They do look terrible.
Yeah.
It's just, and I make my
Unappealing, dude.
I make my people look my characters look the worst.
Yeah, I can tell.
Just with like,
But even
worst-
ones that are like, hey, this is supposed to look cool. I'm like, ugh.
my guy's just running around in a wedding dress
Yeah.
with
It's
a
just-
shotgun wedding.
It's shotgun wedding, very good. Yeah, it just looks gross.
But I really like the skins that they've made for some of the weapons.
Yeah, they're kind of interesting.
There's they just brought out a skin for the dagger that is a cheese slicer.
Oh yeah.
And it's got all kinds of unique animations to it. Well, it's got a unique animation where you just get out a block of cheese and start like swinging slices at people. Doesn't do any damage. It's just an animation, but
Oh, yeah.
it's hilarious. Just like running around slinging cheese.
That's like your artifact knife,
Yeah. Your
rare knife animation. Relic.
what are they called? I don't know. Not
Epic.
relics.
Heirloom.
Heirloom. That's
Yeah.
the one.
Yeah.
Heirloom.
Yeah. I mean, the game looks interesting, but the art style.
It's extremely fun to play. I think they needed to lean heavier into the Mirror's Edge style color scheme.
Yeah.
Now that I know that it's ex Mirror's Edge developers, I can kind of see in the way they've designed the cities and the way that the color scheme is that it's kind of Mirror's Edge-ish with like
Yeah.
the solid colors, the sharp colors. But I think they need to lean heavier into that
Yeah.
because it looks cool how it is, but it could look like super cool with like the way the color scheme would go with like the more solid colors.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome.
Yeah.
In my opinion, anyway.
I like it. Looks interesting with the destructible environments and all that stuff. And
You can absolutely break levels
yeah.
and make it impossible to do anything. And people have found out that it's the best ways to just destroy environments.
Of course.
Like you'll see heavy characters. Heavy characters have a charge.
Yeah.
And they'll just run through the side of a building, bank it, and just like destroy all the bottom walls.
Yeah.
And then the building just goes bonk.
Yeah.
Just falls.
Yeah. It's an interesting mechanic for sure. So it makes it interesting, but
Yeah. Makes every level have unique battles. It's not like the same battle over again because everyone's like, well, there's platforms here now. Now those platforms are down on the floor.
Yeah, and they have those little like end of match like orbital lasers and shit like that to
Yeah.
mix it up.
Alien invasion. And they also have level modifiers. So there'll be levels like up, down, left, right will be one of the modifiers, and that'll have like platforms, high platforms above that move around the map,
Mhm.
which are the worst. I hate them. Or if you're on Vegas, the worst map, it'll have tripwires and turrets modifier for the level, where every cash out has tripwire lasers and a turret there to shoot you when you trip the laser,
Oh, nice.
which is pretty fun, but it makes things very frustrating
Yeah, no
sometimes.
doubt, eh? No
But-
doubt.
Vegas also has a special modifier where it's dust storm, and the whole map's been destroyed, and it's just like sand everywhere, blowing through all the casinos, hills
Oh.
everywhere.
I've never seen that one.
That's good. That's the best variant of Vegas. I think Vegas is the worst map. it's so hard to find where you're going because the casinos are so big and multi-floored. Like, where's this cash out? It's like, oh, it's up the stairs, but down the hall, and then in this other casino. And like,
yeah.
oh my God. It just feels like Vegas.
Yeah, they want to trap you in the casino.
Yeah, exactly.
So you don't know where you are, what time it is, or anything.
Yep. Normally you just go up to the top of the roof and just destroy your way down to the cash out. It's like, where am I going? I'm right over it now. Going down.
Smart play.
Yeah.
Cool.
But I've been playing with Doug.
Uh-huh.
Doug Jr. and Pain Train when we can,
Yeah.
doing the rank like that, and it's just like the old days.
Oh yeah.
Just like the old days of professional FPS playing, which has been great.
Wow, professional. He
Yeah,
says.
he's been destroying it. The last we played on Tuesday, I didn't stream it because it was like a little bit late and I didn't want to go for that long. But yeah, we were doing ranked tournaments, going all the way to the finals. We never managed to clinch the top spot, but we would go all the way all the time. 4 rounds.
GG.
It's good. It's a good time.
GG.
Super exciting. Love that game.
Yeah.
Other than that, that's about it for
Nice.
game playing.
Yeah.
Watched a little.
Well, may I speak about what I played?
Oh, right. Yes. Go ahead.
I only played Yakuza Like a Dragon, trying to get through it, so I can play Infinite Wealth. But the goal was to have it finished this last week.
Yeah.
But because I wasn't sitting in my office or the DX Racer, I wasn't playing it.
Yeah.
So I still have 3 chapters left or something like that. So, I was playing that basically, and yeah, it's just like Yakuza.
Mm-hmm.
Serious main story and then ridiculous side stories.
Yup.
But I found some I fought a guy who gave me like 500,000 experience points, so I leveled up like 10 times.
Oh, wow.
But it was like, it's kind of like Dragon Warrior or Quest, where it's like the metal slime. Or I guess you never played.
No.
Okay. There'll be like rare sort of monsters you can find, but if you manage to kill them, you get like tons of EXP. So
Yep.
I found this bum. It's like a caveman bum, but every attack would only do 1 damage to him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he would eventually run away if you don't kill him fast enough. So I managed to kill him and I got 500,000 experience points, which
Wow.
boosted me up 10 levels.
That's
Yeah,
incredible.
it was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So that was pretty good. And I had to collect 3 million yen, which, you know, after Yakuza 0, you'd be like 3 million yen.
That's nothing.
But like in this game, it's like, holy fuck, how am I going to get 3 million yen? So that was like literally the story mission to move the game forward. You have to give them 3 million yen.
Oh, wow.
It's like, fuck. It's gonna take me. I'm getting like 3,000 yen when I beat a battle. So it's like, what the fuck? So I had to like sell all my valuables that I found. Thankfully, I had a Swiss watch that was worth 1 million yen.
Nice.
Yeah, so I sold that. But I think that might have been a gift I could give to somebody.
Oh,
So I might have to buy another one later.
and gift it out. Get
Yeah.
them on your party. In your party.
Who knows? I don't know if there's any. I think I've recruited every character that is possible now. I've got 6 different ones, I think. I think that's it. But who knows, right?
Yeah. Someone will come in the chat and spoil it for you.
Yeah, like I said, I think I just have to be like, hey, that's a spoiler. Like,
Yeah.
not to be a
No
dink
spoilers.
about it.
No backseating.
Yeah.
Put that in the tags. Put in the title.
Well, I do that, but it
they still
doesn't
come in the
matter.
back seat.
Well, they don't backseat, and they don't really think it's a spoiler too much. I don't think it's malicious.
Yeah.
I think it's just like they don't think about it.
You're
Like-
just like, I don't want to know anything about the game.
like, oh, I think this guy's a good bodyguard job, and I'm like, I haven't recruited him. Like,
Who?
seriously, like he's a character I know,
yeah.
but it's like an NPC up to this
Mm-hmm.
point. So there's been other ones where it's just like, oh, I didn't know this. This is cool. So, but yeah, I have to just. I don't want to be rude about it. They're not being malicious. So,
Yeah.
anyways, I think I have 3 chapters left, and then I can move on to Infinite Wealth, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm just wondering how they're gonna make it so you're level 0. Excuse me, because of course it's an RPG. You can't start the RPG at level 100,
Yeah.
so you have to be like, why am I level
Grind
0?
your
And
way up.
I forgot all my skills. What the fuck? So
Yeah. A good example for a spoiler for me would be like, if I was playing Terraria for the first time
Mhm.
and someone told me there were ores beyond the main ores, I'd be
Yeah.
like, what?
so
I didn't want to know
the
that.
other thing with Terraria though is that, oh god, it sucks because they are like, it's depending on how your world's generated, you have different things, right?
Yes.
So like I'll be like, how do I make this item? And I'll go and Google it, and it'll be like, oh, you need to get like whatever lead
Mhm.
ore. I'll be like, I haven't found lead ore. Like, what the fuck? I don't remember which ores they are, but it'll be like, oh, you don't get lead if you have iron.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So every recipe says like use lead. And I'm like, I don't have fucking lead. I can't make it. And then you
Yep.
find out, oh,
They're interchangeable.
They're interchangeable.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. I've seen a few streamers that they're like crack down on spoilers like big time. Like even if it's unintentional, not malicious, they're like, you're out of here or whatever.
Yeah.
Which I don't really want to do because whatever, but I also want it.
Sometimes you have to, because I mean that's the way you like to play, right?
I know, but it's not malicious. Like someone not, they just, oh, it was a slip, my bad, you know? So anyways, whatever. But yeah, that's basically all I played. So I'll play some more this week and hopefully I can wrap it up and start on Infinite Wealth. And I want to get some Pal World going as well. So.
Yeah. So I was looking at the thing. I'm like, Strawberries Yakuza. When are you going to start talking about strawberries?
I
Like,
already
what
did.
is the strawberry thing? I'm like, oh right,
I broke my ribs on strawberries.
You broke your ribs on strawberries.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't want to put down the exact whole reason. I didn't want to put down rib injury.
Yeah.
Then you'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, you hurt himself. So if I put down strawberries, it reminds me, but not you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Oh, I did play some other things quickly.
Quickly.
They re-added God, what's it called? It was a game that was hyped up to be like BioShock, where everyone is like wearing masks and they have to take the little joy drug to be happy. And if you're not happy, I can't remember I can't remember what it's called. I literally just played it last night.
We Happy Few?
Yeah, We Happy Few.
Yeah.
So I just launched it with Cloud Gaming just to see, and they've updated it and it seems pretty good.
Yeah.
So I might actually just do an actual play of it.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I first played it, I was like, nah, this sucks. But then when I tried it out last night, I was like, oh, it looks like they fixed a lot of the problems with it. So I might do that. And then I was like, oh, you know what? There's New Game Plus for what's that other? Why can't I think of any of these games' names right now? I swear to God, I'm just so stupid after I got COVID, man. The Requiem, the one with the girl and her brother and the rats and
the rats?
shit.
Yeah, Plague Tale.
Plague Tale, yeah. I was like, oh, there's New Game Plus. Maybe I'll go through that, get the achievement. So I started up on Cloud Gaming, and it immediately, as soon as I loaded in the first level, I was like, nah, fuck this. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember who I was talking about that with, and I was like, no.
Oh,
there was a post like, what game was the most disappointing
yeah.
game that you were hyped up for? I'm like,
Plague Tale, right?
Plague Tale Requiem.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
What a garbage game.
I wouldn't call it garbage, but it was just disappointing.
Oh, yeah.
Very much compared to the first one.
Yeah. Garbage compared to the first one.
Yeah.
Still an okay game.
Though the first one was very frustrating too, though.
Yeah.
When you think back
I
on
mean, it was, but with the way they handled it, it was a lot better than the way they did things in the first one, or the second one, rather.
I just was remembering having the guy pushing that cart, and you have to defend him, and he keeps getting shot with arrows, and I died like 10 fucking times there. Oh my God. Because the rock would hit the stairs or whatever.
Oh yeah, that was the most frustrating part in that game for sure. That was near the end though.
Yeah, for sure.
Whereas in part 2, it's just frustrating at the beginning.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, oh hey,
and
why don't you go through the town?
Yeah.
Why don't you go traverse back through the town?
Yeah.
At level 3, why don't you go through the town again?
Yeah.
The same way you just went.
Yeah. And then it would be like, well, you'd think like, oh, I'm gonna have to go through the fucking town again. No, this time you just teleport.
Yep.
God damn. Yeah. So I was just looking through game because I've just been like, I just have been with the ribs and everything, just like I want to look at something to play or whatever, and mess around for a minute or two, and yeah, that's just sort of what it was.
Yeah, nice.
Anyways, that was the end of my gaming, I guess.
All right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, wait.
One other
there's
thing.
more. But
One other thing.
There's more.
One other thing. They added Golden Sun to Nintendo Online.
Oh yeah,
there was Switch. Golden Sun 1 and 2.
There's people talking about that.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, I never played those. That'd be fun. Let me get on that. So I fired up the Switch, and it was like, oh, it's part of the expansion pass. So I was like, well, it can't be that much more to upgrade to the expansion pass, right? So I look, it's $60 a year. to upgrade from the base Nintendo Online. So I was like, oh fuck this, because my main thing with that is like it's Switch Online, so you can't even buy the game separately. So I was like, fuck these guys, I'm not giving them any money.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's it.
You think that's it?
Yeah, that's it for gaming.
Okay.
No, just kidding. That's it.
So we watched a few things, and I watched a few things, and you didn't watch a few things.
Well, yeah, I was supposed to watch Echo episode 2, but I was I wasn't thinking about like, oh, I should watch something in specific with my injury. It was just like, I'll put on American Dad and just lay here.
Just lay here, yeah.
So I never even thought to watch Echo episode 2. So
it's all good.
I'll do that for
Sounds good.
next time. But
I started watching Muscles and Mayhem on Netflix, which is the unofficial American Gladiators story.
Oh.
Because I really liked American Gladiators growing up, watching it.
Yeah, I did too. I was on at like midnight though.
Was it?
Well, when I watched it, it was like Friday or Saturday night at like 11 or something like that on whatever channel that I saw it on.
Yeah.
So
that it's wild, the meteoric rise
of
the Gladiators, and all the stuff that they went through, all the guys that came on, all the guys that left.
Yeah.
Like there was only, after the first season, there was only like, they only kept 2 of the Gladiators.
Yeah.
Everyone else was gone.
Yeah.
And like the whole, everything to do with like steroids and partying and and the way they when they did the American World Tour, American Tour, like across country, like doing like 120 shows in the year. It's like, holy crap.
Well, it's like wrestling basically. Yeah.
But
like you're wrestling every night. We're going to a different city every night.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and they didn't have like, at that time they had like 6 gladiators.
Yeah.
That was it. And they had to do every show, every event over and over and over and over again. It's like, oh my God.
But like, I mean, okay, so they had to do 160 shows a year or whatever. Like I go to work 300 days a year.
Yeah.
So like, okay.
But you're not combat sporting anybody.
Yeah, but I mean, is it really, when you're that much bigger than these competitors, like, is it really that much combat sport?
I think not then, but you know, after you're up there doing it like 8 times in a night.
Yeah, I guess.
And then doing the next event 8 times in a night, because you would go against every single person.
Yeah.
And they didn't have anyone to like take their spot. So when one got injured, it's like, get up there.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Tape up his ankle.
Yeah. And the first series of American Gladiator, they had like ultra athletes and like bodybuilders stuff going up against the Gladiator. Yeah. So it's more like Gladiator versus Gladiator. Yeah. And they were like, nah, this doesn't work. This doesn't work. We just need the everyday person.
Yeah. Imagine if it was like MXC, where it was like elite athletes running down the
right.
Like,
that would not be fun.
It's like, no, get the school teacher from Nagoya to come in here.
Exactly.
That's way funnier.
Yeah, you're everyman going up against the Gladiators. That's what made that show amazing.
Yeah. I loved that show when I was a kid.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. I highly recommend you watch it. It's good because they have all the original Gladiators from like season 2 on and interview all of them except for Tower.
Oh yeah,
because I don't know. I guess the whole roid scandal with him because he roided out on a referee in like season 2.
Oh yeah.
And they fired him immediately.
You can't abuse the referees.
No.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It's a good way to get like banned from your sport forever.
Yes. So no Echo.
Yep.